This part basically just consists of a bit of preparations for what's coming up next. But I'm just going to show you this one thing. There's a random conversation between Sigurd and Sylvia that is rather amusing. I never thought I'd see a line like that in a Nintendo game. But then again, this technically is translated from the Japanese version, where they're a lot more lenient about things like that. Anyway. Yeah, I just got Levin to fight in the arena a bit here. I'm going to cut it out, but I'm going to show you this, which is where, yeah, I need to sell that iron cutter because, of course, Levin can't use it. And now, yes, we really need to return Staff Levin back to the castle. Because, yeah, it's pretty obvious that you need Levin to recruit Fury. Wait a second, did I just say her name? I don't think we even know her name yet, but... Anyway... And, yeah, warp staffs, return staffs, they're all really useful at this point. But I really wish you could warp to Neuden. Here is where I started to get really annoyed because... just realised you can only warp to your own castles, not allied castles. This would have been so much easier if you could warp to Neuden. Makes me wish I'd let Neuden get captured so I could recapture it and it wouldn't be ally. Yeah. So it's going to be a bit slow getting to the next battle. Although I have a feeling those cavalry are going to be attacking us before then. Which is what Kwan's there for. And Iron Holland. In fact, I'm putting them closer to the castle, just to not let them get too close. Being a bit of a perfectionist with regards to castles, even though I'm probably going to get a terrible tactics ranking anyway. In case you don't know, tactics is done by the number of turns it takes you to complete the chapters, and because I just boss abused Macbeth back there, I don't think mine's going to be looking too good. Then again, I hate rushing chapters anyway. Oh, just go away. Stop annoying us. Yeah, a couple of Cavaliers and a Paladin and 4 Lance Knights and a Duke Knight. Now, it's really important you let these knights come to you, because if you try and chase after them, you risk coming close to Clement up at that castle there, and you don't want to do that, as you'll see a bit later. He has a rather annoying staff. After I warp a few more people, I'm just going to cut out the rest, because, yeah, it will get a bit boring. Again, this is one of the situations where Sylvia is really useful. It's hard to describe how helpful she is, but she's actually very, very useful, except the only annoying thing about her is that if you're trying to use her in the middle of a large bunch of enemies with javelins, that gets kind of annoying. That was a pretty good level up too. think it would be best to return staff Sigurd. And here's where I was wishing that I'd have Sigurd obtain the return ring, because that'd let him go back to the main castle whenever he wants. Now, cutting back to the main castle, just having Beowulf buy this iron cutter. I personally like it, Beowulf, just because he needs, you know, an extra weapon, because he's sort of stuck with steel swords otherwise. I'm pretty sure that love growths have stopped though. And Lachesis has almost run out of healing staff uses. Now, she's not that fantastic of a healer, but she's alright. Funny, sort of a sense of deja vu here. We're basically having to defend Noiden again. But this time from the other side. And as you'll see, the next castle, McKilly, has a large number of sword fighters and archers and a couple of mages. This is actually probably the first time you see generic enemy mages, actually. There's also a lot of ballistas, which is going to be very annoying, because even though ballistas are absolutely pathetic, when you add about 5 of them, and combine that with enemies with pursuits, yeah, things get pretty annoying. And funny little almost Easter egg here. On the last use of live or I think Libro staves, they recover double the amount of HP they normally would. Rather strange addition, but... And again, yeah, just having Levin guard the castle, because if those Pegasus Knights reach the castle, it is game over. And there's Fury, who obviously can be recruited if you talk to her with Levin. I'll talk more about Fury when she's actually playable. The reason I showed you her holy blood there is because she's actually the only female character in the first generation who doesn't have any holy blood of any kind, which is interesting. Although I have no idea why Sylvia has Blargy. I suspect the only reason they gave it to her was that so that her son, who's a priest, will at least be able to use some good staves. Because, yeah, the children inherit the parents' holy blood. Ethlyn's going to need to repair her staves a bit too. They're getting pretty close. I really hope NPC doesn't attack them, though. Of course, keep Deirdre well away from them. You don't want to lose her here, because at the next castle that'll be the last point in the game where she's actually useful. Yeah, she's useful at a grand total of 2 points in the entire game. She can't actually promote either, although I don't know why I'd ever want to. I'd say they're about halfway there.